Yeah. My come and never sleep on me. Ice on my chain, 숙여 너의 고개를 what you looking at fool. 너의 눈 허리 멍청했고 find your comfort from another yeah. I go low like undercover yeah. Wanna know my name 죽지 않은 일은 위에 부어버려 기름 yes. You can even guess me cause I'm
Hello everybody, welcome to One Drink Podcast. We talk about one topic for one drink. I'm Oliver.
I'm Matthew.
And today on our history show, we are featuring May 1st to May 15th.
Oh yeah, and you know, with these history shows, I always say you're going to learn something new, right?
Yep.
So literally, every time we do these, I learn something new.
Yep.
And it's from stuff that I may have heard before, but a lot of it is, you know, just crazy, weird stuff that we like to introduce to the world.
Yep, for sure.
And so we talked about magazines before, right? The Angler magazine.
The American Angler
was one of our funniest clips ever.
Agreed.
I got another magazine here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's quite as cool as
I mean, as One Drink Pod.
Yeah.
Cast.
Can't get any cooler than that. But on May 2nd, 1885, Good Housekeeping magazine is first published.
Okay.
I have never A, heard of it, B, read this, or C, know what it's about. I mean, I have an idea.
Only time I've ever seen it is at a doctor's office.
Back to the doctor's. I mean, yeah.
Literally, the only reason that magazines are still in circulation is because of doctor's offices. And now, though, you go into a doctor's office and it's this.
Oh, yeah. 5 million.
I had to think about that because I was on my phone and I didn't really hear you.
So, Good Housekeeping, I'm sure it's a great magazine, right?
No.
I'm sure it's not for us.
Sure, no.
But it's so basically it's good at a doctor's office. Mm-hmm. It's Good Housekeeping in American Angler, just side by side.
Oh, and I'm picking up American Angler every time. You know, I'll tell you what though. So, doctor's office magazines, the one that I will still pick up if it's there is the like Hot Rod magazine, or like with sports cars and cars and stuff in it. I'll usually gravitate towards those.
Got to.
Or my favorite ones ever were like the off-roading ones.
Yep.
You know what I mean? With the big rock crawling cars and shit, and all the jacked up trucks and stuff. I'll always go for those. Or the highlights. Picture search. Page was like page 14 or something like that.
Where you had the
big picture and you had to find all the things. Dude, every time. Anybody that's between the ages of...
That's so great.
30 and 50.
Yep. No.
You talk to them about, you say, what does highlights mean to you? They'll tell you the word search or the picture search at a doctor's office. Guaranteed.
Right away.
Guaranteed.
I like it.
Yeah.
And just one more thing about Good Housekeeping. It is still around to this day. 137 years old.
Jesus Christ.
This magazine is.
It's a gangster magazine. That's longer than the American Angler.
I now want to and have to at least give this Good Housekeeping I'm not. You're right.
No. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to do my first one before
I'll take your advice on
you
that.
start talking about anything great. If you read Good Housekeeping magazine, I'm going to sue you for $5 million for emotional distress, okay? Because it's going to emotionally stress me out if you fucking start reading.
If I come in next week and I'm like, Oliver, you'll never guess.
In this episode of Good Housekeeping. One Drink Podcast reads Good Housekeeping.
Oh, man.
That's how people flip the pages of Good Housekeeping. They lick their fingers. And then you see that wet spot in the top of every corner. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Next! 5 million. Maybe 6.
Oh, Good Housekeeping.
All right, so I'm going to go to May 2nd, 2011. U.S. Special Operations Forces killed Osama Bin Laden during a raid on his secret compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan.
Huge day.
The raid marked the culmination of a decade-long manhunt for the elusive leader of the al-Qaeda terrorist organization based in the Middle East. Bin Laden had ordered the coordinated aerial attacks of September 11, 2001, in which 4 American passenger jets were hijacked and crashed, killing nearly 3,000 people. 2 jets struck and subsequently collapsed the 110-story Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York, while another struck the Pentagon building in Washington, D.C. A 4th jet was also headed towards Washington, had crashed in a field in Pennsylvania as passengers attempted to overpower the hijackers on board.
Yeah. Huge day, and, like, he openly admitted to, like, just,
to doing
planning all this, and, like, he just, and it went through, and it was just it was literally the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Agreed. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that it's so sad though too, because like it's one of those moments where everybody remembers.
Yeah.
It's like, you ask your parents, where were you when JFK was assassinated? You know what I mean? And they know like that, even though it was 60 years ago. You talk about, you ask anybody from our generation, hey, where were you 9/11? Mm-hmm. And everybody remembers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Exactly what they were doing. Yep.
And it's crazy too, because I can only imagine it has to be in social study books now.
For sure.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
yep.
It's got to be in there.
Yep.
Because, I mean,
that's, yeah.
For the people, because they're, it's been a while. How long?
21 years.
21 years.
This year it'd be 21 years.
Damn, and I can remember
like it was yesterday. I know.
Like it was yesterday.
Yep. I was in 9th grade history class.
21 years.
Vice principal came in and talked to our teacher, told him what was going on, and they moved all of us, along with a couple other classes, up to our physics room, or our physics lab, because it was a bigger space.
Yeah.
And we had like a bigger TV in there, and we put the news on, and then we watched the plane go into the second tower.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
damn, they got
literally watched it go into the second tower.
Now, wasn't that crazy? Or just like, damn.
Oh my god. We were like, we were like so dumbfounded by it, because it was 9th grade, so that's what, 13 years old?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're still a kid.
13, 14 years old?
Yeah.
And you're watching a plane crash into a skyscraper in New York City. Like,
you're like, what the?
Nuts. Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially because a lot of us had been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On school trips or on, family trips or, whatever. It's...
Yeah, so I was a young 20 through 22 years old. Yeah. I was working, obviously, but it seems like yesterday. And to me, like, as soon as we talked about it right now, the time, 20 years goes by quick, people.
Like that.
So enjoy every single day. Dude, it's quick.
Yeah.
Wow. But Osama Bin Laden, I mean, he was crazy.
And we got that motherfucker, though.
Got him.
There's a ton of conspiracy theories,
there
obviously,
is.
that say that we didn't get him.
So didn't we give him his proper, like, let him float out into the ocean or some shit like that? Or,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I may have read that on a conspiracy.
They may have said that that's what they did, but...
They didn't.
No. They probably dropped him in a pit and let people shoot him. Which is what I hope they did.
I do too.
That very, very morbid, so apologies for that if you're not into that kind of thing.
But I mean, come on, he did. That was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and it costs a whole lot more than just 3,000 lives. You know what I mean? Like there was all the families that got brought into that, and
everything.
Then that we declared war.
Oh yeah.
On them, you know what I mean? And then we lost troops, you know what I mean? So we lost more than just 3,000 people in 2 buildings, you know what I mean? We lost...
It was a huge...
Yeah.
I mean, we were over there for, what?
Like 20 years.
20 years.
You know what I mean? Almost 20 years.
Trying to help a country that just doesn't want help. All right, so moving on. May 4th, 1868. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This is some crazy... I had to put this on here. The world's largest book. Right? You're thinking book, right? Are you thinking like book?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. The Cathedral inscription shrines recorded the whole Buddhist scriptures on 729 marble tablets completed and open to the public in Mandalay, Burma. So you...
How big is this thing?
Marble tablets.
Right. 729 marble tablets.
Right, so if you go to read this...
What's this thing called? I gotta see a picture of it, dude.
You're gonna start down here.
Right. And you're gonna go 8 miles. How do you spell it?
KUTHODW Inscription Shrines. Come on.
Search.
Come on. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe it's too big to load into Google.
Oh. So anyways, yeah. So it's just on marble plates. A whole book.
That's crazy.
So when, you know...
You gotta find a picture to put up.
I will. Yeah, I'll find one. But it's crazy. Yeah.
That's nuts.
And I was like, damn, is it considered a book?
God, I wonder how much that whole thing weighs.
Oh, man. Yo, so I went to pick up this marble. It wasn't even... It was like this big, right? Marble. Dude, it was heavy.
Yeah?
Just for this little, like...
Regular old piece of marble, yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
And how long do you think it's... Because obviously you can't write on it. You have to, like, chisel that shit in.
That's what I'm saying.
I wonder how long that book took to complete.
I don't know, but...
That's nuts, dude.
I would love to...
It would be cool to see.
Right, you know what I mean?
That would be cool to see.
People are like, I love reading. I'm like, oh, you do?
That would be cool to see.
I'm going to send their ass over there and be like, read this.
Yep. And they're going to be like, how?
Right. Just day by day.
Right.
You know, take your time.
Yeah, 1 tablet a day. It'll take you 2 years. All right, May 5th, 1961, Alan Shepard became the first American in space.
Yes!
He piloted the spacecraft Freedom 7 during a 15-minute and 28-second suborbital flight that reached an altitude of 116 miles above the Earth.
So cool.
Shepard's success occurred 23 days after the Russians had launched the first ever human into space, cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin.
Sounds good.
Sure. During the era of intense technological competition between the Russians and the Americans called the space race.
I know. They were in competition to get up there.
Oh, yeah. Dude, must have been a cool time, though. Well, I guess maybe not because, like, the whole Cold War thing and blah, 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 but just to be in that atmosphere of that space race where so many technological advances are being made all at one time.
Yep.
And astronauts back then were like fucking rock stars.
Oh yeah,
dude. You know what I mean? Like,
they were more famous than anybody.
Oh my god, dude, unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
And the coolest thing that we did is we did a show on space, and that was one of my favorite shows, just because it's just so incredible what's out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just did a little bit of research, but then, you know, our minds, we wander. But, dude, that was one of my favorite shows. Just anything to do with space.
Yep.
Because it's...
well, it's so unknown. You know what I mean? Anything else around on the planet that you want to know about, you can know about pretty quickly. Yep. You know what I mean? But...
space?
We don't know shit. Literally.
Not even
We
close.
don't know shit.
Yeah.
So...
and that was one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
We gotta do another space one.
I mean, we could.
Yeah.
We're going to.
Let's do one.
All right, so May 10th, 1930, the first U.S. planetarium opens.
Oh.
Speaking of space. So we have not a real planetarium here, but...
I mean, we have a planetarium.
Yeah, we have a planetarium. It's, you know, small. But looking at... I looked up other planetariums.
Oh, they're incredible.
I mean, there's some really, really big, cool, amazing.
Yeah. How long has it been since you've been to this one? That's here in town.
Oh my god.
At the Museum and Science Center.
It's been
decades, right?
Yeah.
Gotta be. Me too.
I used to go there when they did the Pink Floyd thing.
High as shit. High as shit.
Oh my god, this is so cool. Look at that money. Oh my god. But yeah,
I gotta go back because we have a membership to that museum.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, like for Jackie, Lonnie, and myself.
Yep.
Jackie, and Lonnie. What the fuck? I'm grammatically correct. Yeah, so we've been a couple of times with Lonnie, just to, walking around checking out all the stuff. But it's so funny, man, because some of the things there, like obviously museums change and, they bring in new things and they do this and they do that. But I love the Museum and Science Center because they still have the section of like all the Native American stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude, and I swear to God, like all the displays and stuff are like all the same. Like, remember...
Oh, they don't change.
I don't know if you remember these ones, these specific ones, but they're the ones that I really remembered from when I was a kid, is the little, I guess you could call them models, of the longhouses.
Yeah.
The Native Americans used.
Yeah.
So, but they made like those amazing mini versions of them that were behind, like the glass case or whatever. Dude, they're still there.
Yeah.
They're still there. And there's like the mom and with the little kid on the backpack and like around the little fire in the tent.
That's
Dude,
so
I felt like I was 8 years old again. Like, I totally forgot that shit was even there. But dude, I walked in there and I was like, you get that feeling of like familiarity.
Yeah.
And then I looked right over and saw that longhouse and I was like, oh.
So it's funny you say that because I specifically remember, I mean, this was elementary or junior high. We had to build one of those longhouses out of, so back then it was like deer skin or something.
Yeah.
So we had to kind of replicate that.
Right.
But we had to build a longhouse.
That's cool.
And dude, I was so like, I was just fascinated by it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to build the dopest
longhouse ever.
Yeah. And I did. Like I got real mud and I got real twigs and trees and shit.
Awesome.
Dude, and I was like, dude, and I got an A+ on that.
Nice.
Just because it was so like to me amazing.
Yep. So, I don't know if it's just here, because we both went to school right around here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just us because we're in such close proximity to, like, the Iroquois Indians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, a big part of what I remember history class being was a lot of Native American stuff because we're in that area.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like our history was heavily set on Native America.
There was a lot.
And which I think it should be like that everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder if in, like in New York City or
Michigan,
LA or, you know what I mean? Like wherever there wasn't, a big tribe, like, do they still go over like that stuff?
I don't know.
Because I really hope that they do. You know what I mean?
You almost have to because a lot of that, I mean, that would be a great show too.
Yeah.
Just
like cool Native American facts and stuff.
God, dude.
Or even just one on the Iroquois.
Yeah. So even here in Rochester, the Mountain Hole Cemetery.
Yeah.
Remember that was built over.
Oh yeah.
Indian land.
Yep.
So it's like, that shit's amazing too.
Oh yeah.
But also, they do have at the Science Center, I do believe I think it's the only one, the Video Game Hall of Fame or the Game Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, that's at Strong. That's at Strong. Yeah,
that's different. Yeah.
Yep.
But that too,
dude, that place is awesome.
I
got a membership to that one too. So we go to that one with Lonnie all the time.
Do you?
All the time. We've probably been about 15, 20 times.
Yeah. She loves it.
In the last. Oh yeah, dude, she loves it. Well, there's so much more to do because she's only 2.5.
Yeah.
She'll be 3 in September. But there's so much more for her to do at Strong than there is at the Museum and Science Center because she's not really old enough to understand like the other museum yet. You know what I mean? Because it's sort of, the Rochester or the Strong Museum. It's called the Strong Museum of Play. You know what I mean? So there's like, a mini Wegmans where she can go shopping.
There is? I haven't been there in years.
Oh, dude, there's a mini Wegmans in there.
So I want to
shopping cart. You cash out your own stuff at the cashier thing.
Really?
Oh, dude.
That's pretty sweet.
It's crazy.
So I want to do a show on the Gaming Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Dude, we could just go there.
That's what I'm saying.
And because I can bring a free guest on my membership.
Oh, you can?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go there and do... Because there's a lot of interesting shit, and it's all old school stuff that, like...
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, the inductees, there was one this week. What got in?
Have you been there yet?
No.
Oh, my God, dude.
I haven't.
Dude, you should see some of the toys in there, man.
That's Like,
dude,
old
it
school
was
toys,
literally,
right?
dude, Lincoln Logs are in there.
Oh, shit.
Erector sets. Like, bro, the coolest
Lincoln
shit.
Logs.
Dude, I loved Lincoln Logs when I was a kid.
I should have built my house out of that.
Oh!
I would have won.
You would have won.
Fuck.
Yep.
But yeah, so I want to do a show on that, for sure.
For sure. I'm definitely down for that. Whew. I wonder if we could talk to somebody at the museum about us potentially doing like a short filming session there. You know what I mean? Laptop, camera, mic.
That's it.
Maybe even just in a little corner somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? About it. And then, just do a quick, hey guys, we're here at the Rochester Strong Museum at the, the Hall of Fame, and you know what I mean?
And do a show.
Blah, 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 and just do a little, and maybe not the full show from there, but,
just
at least
clip.
just the, yeah.
And you know what I always say? If you don't ask, you don't know. How many times have you heard no?
A lot. Way more times than I've heard yes.
Exactly. So if we ask them and they say yes, we're like, oh shit, okay,
Sweet.
we're game. But if we hear no, we're like,
well, let's just do it anyways. Let's just not let them see us.
let's hold up them court cases.
Right. I'm going to sue Strong for $5 million.
So yeah, planetarium. First one opened in
That's cool.
1930.
That's cool. All right, May 10, 1869, the newly constructed tracks of the Union Pacific and Central Pacific Railways were linked at Promontory Point, Utah. A golden spike was driven by Leland Stanford, president of the Central Pacific, to celebrate the linkage. It is said that he missed the spike on his first swing, which brought roars of laughter from men who had driven thousands and thousands of spikes themselves.
That would suck. That would suck.
How embarrassing, dude. On one of the most pivotal moments of
the
United States. You know what I mean? East and West is officially connected.
Now we can...
After decades of trying.
Yeah.
And this douchebag
he's just
misses in front of all of his workers who were like damn near slaving away building these railroad tracks by hand.
And they're just like, dude, really?
Right,
Dude, really?
You pussy.
Why you want you? Let me show you how it's done.
Right. Shit, man. Dude, if I was that guy, that would have been my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been practicing.
He was probably nervous as
I would have been practicing for weeks. You know what I mean? Just like in a barn or something. I would have had like a little set of tracks just laid out. And I would have just been practicing my swing so that I didn't miss. Because look, as often as the thing is talked about, like on a history site,
right?
They mention this because it's such a thing in history, and it's mentioned that he missed. He'll always be remembered for being the guy that put in the last stake, but missed the first swing.
Right.
So overshadowed because
he's
just a douchebag.
Well, yeah. I was going to say maybe he went out the night before.
I mean, back then, didn't they just drink whiskey all the time?
I believe so.
You know what I mean? There's some sarsaparilla.
Yeah, you're walking around. You're just walking around. Beer and liquor everywhere. All right. So, we always said that George Washington on our show is pretty much... He's
the man.
He's a staple.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
He's always going to be mentioned sometime.
Probably brought him up probably close to 100 times.
He's the most brought up person. He is history.
Sure.
He's history.
Yeah.
So May 12th, 1977, the first advertisement for ice cream in the country appeared in the New York Gazette.
Ooh.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Gazette?
Yep.
When
Confectionery? What?
Confectioner. What's that?
I don't know.
Whatever. Philip Lindsay announced that ice cream was available almost every day.
Confectioner.
Yeah. I don't know what a confectioner is.
Maybe that's like... used to be like the name of a person that made ice cream.
Probably. Something to do with ice cream.
You know what I mean?
It's got
to be. Like, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a confectioner.
So, I bring up George Washington because this is what it said. Records kept by Chatham Street, New York, merchants show that President George Washington spent approximately $200 for ice cream in total.
I wonder how much an ice cream was.
Back then?
In 1777. A nickel? Penny? A pence?
Free?
Free?
I mean,
Apparently it wasn't free because he paid $200 for fucking ice cream. I feel like that's a strong ice cream addiction.
He loved his ice cream, I guess.
I wonder how much an ice cream was in 17.
It's got to be like $5. It's got to be a penny. I mean, I don't know. Back then. Oh wait, didn't they have wooden nickels back then? Like,
oh, he had wooden teeth.
he did.
Well, you know, at least the ice cream wasn't cold. You know what I mean? You know, when you take a bite of ice cream, sometimes it gets cold as shit on your teeth.
That's why he could do it, because he was just like this.
Yeah.
He would just eat it.
And it's got cholesterol issues. Shit.
He's like, no brain freeze. My teeth don't hurt. I can just eat all this shit.
Oh, I can't find how much the ice cream was back then.
So yes, George Washington made the show again. But yeah, ice cream, the first advertisement in the New York Gazette.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking about George Washington eating ice cream with his wooden teeth.
And just never getting a cold tooth, because that shit sucks.
Yeah.
When that happens, and then when you get a cold tooth, and then you get a brain freeze, and then you're like, fuck, I just got...
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. George Washington spent roughly $200 on ice cream throughout the summer of 1790.
Oh, this is just the
throughout the summer.
Pimp.
In dollars today, that's over $5,000.
God damn.
On ice cream. And you figure the average ice cream today is what? For just like a regular cone is $5-6?
I don't know. I haven't got ice cream in so long.
I just got
got
ice cream. Me and Jackie got one at Pittsford Dairy, which is phenomenal ice cream, by the way.
It is so good.
We had 2 double cones, or a double cone and a double dish, and it was like $11. So $5.
$5.
Yeah.
See,
so he had 1,000 ice creams. That's 3 a day.
With that.
Well, he wasn't sweating the cavities.
No. GW was just riding on his horse.
GW.
Coming through. Hey, ice cream, love it. Want it. Eating it.
He just probably stuck his tongue out and as the horse was you know what I'm saying? It was just licking ice cream for him.
I could just...
Riding around in a suit with his curly fucking white hair.
Like this.
Just licking the ice cream, looking like he's holding one of those weights, those shake weights. That's what he probably looked like with his ice cream.
Holy moly!
Oh shit, that's funny. Sorry, G-Dub. I didn't mean it. You know what I mean? It's funny though.
History, baby.
History. I mean, he was probably in a carriage or something, though, right? Or in like a wagon. I feel like G-Dubs wasn't the guy to be like carted around, though. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he wanted his horse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm sure he had the best horse.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, he's definitely not the bougie guy though.
No.
Although he did have a pink suit
and some fake hair. He had a wig.
And a pink suit. And he's riding around eating ice cream like this. You never know.
Hey, G-Dubs.
Hey, get it, G-Dubs. Whatever, dude. May 14th, 1804. Meriwether Lewis and William Clark departed St. Louis on their expedition to explore the Northwest. They arrived at the Pacific coast of Oregon in November 1805 and returned to St. Louis in September of 1806, completing their journey of 6,000 miles.
That's a lot.
Yeah, especially because it took them over 2 years.
Yeah.
Almost 2.5 years. They covered 6,000 miles. On horse and foot.
Yeah. So.
With no roads.
No.
Like they just.
No. Yeah, they just
went.
No.
They just went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
like
that.
Exploring.
Yeah.
And no maps either, because it hadn't been.
Nothing. Charted
yet or anything like that. That's what they were doing.
I think that, like, if I was completely rich, well off, whatever, I think that would be so cool to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just take, 2 years you said?
Yeah, 2.5.
Even almost. 1 year to just...
Go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not by car, but just something different. You know what I mean? But god damn. But back then...
Can you imagine it then, though? Like, it's completely unknown.
Unknown, and you're just...
Completely unknown. You don't even know how far it is.
Yeah.
When you're going to get there. How you're going. All you got is a compass.
Yeah. And the sun sets
Some
and you're
parchment.
like, we gotta sleep.
Okay.
Damn, that'd be fun.
Super cool, dude.
I would like to do that over in Europe, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Lewis and Clark, though, I mean, when you talk about explorers, Lewis and Clark are,
it's a
two of the, most recognizable names.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was Gravino and Horst.
Oh, it can be. It
can't be. It's everything's been explored.
You're right.
We could just do it just to do it.
Everything has been explored.
Everything.
It sucks.
Except, like the ocean and space. But I'm not trying to go...
That was another one of my favorites.
I'm not trying to go 3-4 miles underwater, though. You know what I mean?
So
in a submarine. I'm not trying to be in a crushable tin can, with those weird fish with the little light ball and the big...
I know. It's crazy.
No, I'm not trying to be down there.
So yes, that is our history show.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys have learned some very cool, fun, knowledgeable information. That's what we like to do. We have fun doing it.
Yep.
And if anyone has read or knows about Good Housekeeping,
just get off the good. I really thought that we had put that to bed.
Send me what you know.
Don't send him what you know about it. Don't.
Oliver, I know this great...
You'll get banned.
This great new laundry detergent from Housekeeping that I just learned about. It keeps your clothes really soft.
I'm going to sue that person for $5 million too. I'm already emotionally distressed. Let this be a record of it. I'd like to present evidence. Exhibit A.
Shit.
Video. Of my emotional distress. So, anyways, guys, don't forget you can check us out on both Facebook and YouTube and get him off this Good Housekeeping. Don't send that shit. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell notification to be the first ones notified when our new episode drops.
Yes, indeed.
And I nailed the outro.
He did.
Share it with a friend. Don't share Good Housekeeping with him.
Well said.
Till next time.
See ya.
Don't send it.